Are you playing Lethal Company? You're probably playing it wrong. This game is by far the closest experience I've had to being in a comedy/horror movie with the boys. But if you're not careful, this one-of-a-kind experience can be completely ripped away from you. Or even worse, you could be the one to ruin it for your mates.
Wow, I'm so glad I got to experience that on my own.
But no need to fear. I've meticulously put together my non-spoiler notes as a guideline for you to have the best possible time playing this game. Whether you're new to the game or played it 1,000 times, whether you're looking for a game of skill or a game of comedy and horror,
Hear scary noises.
I'll be highlighting 5 aspects of the game and give you 3 options across each one to help you get the best Lethal Company experience accustomed to your preferences. Plus, a bonus note at the end that can truly spice up your game that I haven't seen anyone talk about outside of my friend group. I'll also be showing the options I would personally choose, just so you get an idea of what I would recommend. For that being said, let's check out our first note. Note 1, playing with friends. Now that the game's been out for a while, there's a pretty high chance that when playing with your friends, you're not all going in blind. I'm very fortunate to have had that experience, and I'd say if you can, do that. But if you're someone who has played the game already, and you're the one introducing the game to your friend, there's a couple different ways you could go about it. Option A, share everything you know.
Does the radio use power, by the way?
Alright, so let's do the one first.
The right one first off.
Press E.
Right.
And whoever
It's on the monitor.
Yeah, it does have
It's on the monitor. It'll shift between.
I'm so glad I got to experience that on my own.
Tell them exactly how every enemy works as soon as you bump into them. That way you can get your friend up to speed with everything that you know. Option B, answer some of their questions. Quite a reasonable thing to do when someone asks, "What's this?" is to tell them the answer if you know what it is.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah. Would you guys like me to not tell you what that is?
However, instead of outright doing so, give them a rough hint.
What was on his head? Was that the cockroach?
He's dead. Or tease them just a little bit about the possibilities of what the answer could be.
First time on the job.
Option C, roleplay. Experience the run fresh with them. Even if you've played the game lots, it's very possible to put yourself in the boots of someone experiencing the game for the first time without being disingenuous. Actually, that doesn't seem that hard. I'd personally go with C every time when playing with someone new. The last thing I would want to do is take away that first time playthrough for someone else.
Dude, the fact that you're not scared kind of like, it takes away from it all, because I'm on edge, and you're just there like, yeah, guys, just gotta like, I don't know, talk to the ghost.
Who am I to steal that amazing experience from them? Note 2, learning about monsters. Option A, look it up. If you want to play tactically, skillfully, and get far in the game, knowing all there is to know about monsters and how to deal with them is pretty essential. And watching or learning how they all work from a top tip video on TikTok or YouTube is the get rich quick fast track to that level of knowledge.
Well, what are you gonna do now, you little freak?
will he move?
Option B, scan monsters and use the terminal. Want to figure out how to handle the monsters the way the game intended you to? Scan it! After doing so, you can access and learn information about it via the terminal in the ship. It might not tell you everything as a YouTube short would, but it's a diegetic way of learning about these creatures in game without losing much horror at all. Option C, do neither! Just learn about these guys from trial and error of bumping into them. Doesn't that sound pleasant? Personally, the longer the mystery with these guys, the better. Sure, looking up how to handle a monster might make the game easier to beat and lower frustration a little, but it comes at too strong a cost, the removal of immersion and fear. But funnily enough, learning about them from scanning can honestly be terrifying when that information is provided with a combination of lore and ambience. But for me, that shifts Lethal Company a bit too far in the horror direction, losing a bit too much of a comedy for my personal taste.
Is he still there?
So I prefer to just learn on the job.
Oh my. So, I now have the walkie-talkie.
And speaking of monsters, ever heard of Monster Hunter, mayhaps? You know, that fantastic game series which I love and adore, and you should too, and if you don't, I cannot be more excited to say, this video is sponsored by Monster Hunter! So Tomtuk and Capcom have teamed up to bring these accessory and sling bags based off Monster Hunter Rise and its DLC, Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. You've got the Royal Order themed bags, which are these slick white, black, and red designs, which are fantastic if you want to rep one of the best games ever made, but you want to keep it professional. But personally for me, I love that goofy stuff, and I absolutely adore these buddy bags based off the Palamute and Palico. These look so cool. I absolutely adore these. You can attach a a satchel to them. You can keep them as they are and have them as like an accessory bag. And there's plenty of storage which comes with them. However, last but not least, I have to say, tops them all. Take a look at the meat! This is the simplest, but by far my favorite bag, just for its concept alone. Even the box the meat comes in could not be more perfect. Now, I know some people find it a little silly to keep boxes around from stuff you buy, but no one can deny you have to keep this box. As a vegetarian, this is the one and only time you'll ever hear me say this. Buy the meat! Click the link at the top of the description to get yours today. And with the holidays right around the corner, I feel like even non-Monster Hunter fans would love these designs. Thanks again so much to TomTok and Monster Hunter for sponsoring this video. Note 3, trust and trolling. Option A, teamwork and honesty. Before taking action and doing something in the game, let your team in on the plan. If you want to get far and do well at the company, communication is your greatest ally.
C7, close C7. Saying KC7. Tell him to close C7. Close C7 apparently.
No.
Option B, putting yourself at risk. Bees, landmines, going headfirst into the darkness. It might not be the best option, but could be absolutely hilarious. Oh, he's coming across. Oh, shit! And worst comes to worst, you might be a tiny bit of a burden for your friends for them to go and retrieve your body. Option C, putting others at risk. All right. Oh! Every now and then, lie to your friends. Do a little troll. Maybe forget your right to left when you're the one in the ship guiding your friends. Or maybe just bring something into a building without your friends knowing about it. I think it's obvious which option I choose. Obviously, you don't want to ruin the game with this, but filling that comic relief role while playing, especially with friends who might be on the scared side, is always a good shout in my opinion.
Oh, dog. Turn it off. Turn it off.
Note 4, the terminal. Option A, effective planning. Choose smartly and safely. Buy what you need, avoid bad weather on planets, and get upgrades that will be absolutely essential at making your job at the company easier for you and your co-workers.
Transmit giant.
Massive. Option B, a safety net.
Man's just died because he jumped down a hole.
Get the essentials first, of course, but once you have all your bases covered, you and your team can make decisions in later rounds to start taking the game more seriously or start taking it less seriously. Go after stormy, flooded, or even eclipsed moons if you've got spare walkies and a trustworthy teammate in the chair. Or buy whatever funny thing you want in the shop if you've got spare equipment lying around. Alright. Option C, go silly. Don't think too much about choosing poor weather conditions. You'll deal with it when you get there.
Is this eclipsed?
GetMadz, we have to leave at like 3 now because you picked flooded.
No, don't need to shout.
Because it floods.
It'd be kind of like Mario Sunshine. It's kind of like Roblox Flood.
Just got your paycheck? Why not invest all of it into an inverse teleporter before you even have 4 flashlights? Get the boombox as your first purchase and only play this song on repeat.
There you go. We need some tunes.
You guys might hate me for this, but depending on the group I'm playing with, I either go B or C. Note 5, session routine. Option A, optimize and refine. Have a working plan that you and your mates follow each time you play. Repeat and optimize as you go. In this option, you sort of view the game more like a roguelike and try and improve and optimize your run each time you play. Option B, impulsive communication. Try out a run you haven't done before. Experiment with new tactics. You never know, there might be a tactic you haven't tried yet, which would be your favorite way to play. Maybe some equipment you haven't bought yet is on sale. Buy it and try it out for the first time. Option C, go with your gut. Don't think, don't care, lose all attachment to what you have, and go with your instinct.
Put it away, put it away, put it away.
I can't take it off. I can't take it off.
I'm always down to try something new, and I don't really want to get bogged down doing the same thing over and over each time I play. So usually I go option C and just go with the flow. Bonus note, modifications. The modding scene for Lethal Company is already insane for how long this game has been released. However, if you really want to spice up your game and don't want to bother modding it, there's a secret trick to make your game that more entertaining. Just play with voice changes.
Spider-Man is down that hallway.
What makes Lethal Company so enthralling is experiencing the game as if you're in a horror movie. Personality is what makes this game shine.
I forgot I bought something.
Is that your boombox, Mads?
And with how games bring people together, the last thing you want to do is ruin something special for someone else. So don't only consider how you want to play the game and what you want out of your experience, but what your friends want out of it too. At the end of the day, play the game however you want to. Go with your gut. Go with a plan. Don't look up anything, look up everything. It's up to you. I just hope this video can help you have even more fun. After all, it's just a game.
Well, there's a landmine right there.
Or if you watch to the end, comment my own. It'll be really fun. I promise.